Hey guys, it's Britt. Today we're here with a little reaction to Colleen Ballinger's video. She just came back with video. Spoiler, I did watch it once because I was sitting there, we were in the backyard doing some stuff, and I started seeing messages on Instagram. So I listened to the video myself one time. I was so salty and pissed over her response that I decided to just come on in, sit my butt down, and film this reaction right now because I think that it's going to make for the most authentic response as far as how I feel about this. So no makeup on, a little blushed from the sun, I guess, if you want to say that. But either way, we're going to start at the top. And I want to tell you guys that going into this, I want to talk about, just as a reminder, the seriousness of these claims. This is not somebody saying that, oh, Colleen said a mean comment about me. Oh, Colleen didn't like me. These allegations are so serious, and the courage that it took some of these people to come forward with their stories is not something that should be discounted or ignored. It takes a lot to not only be able to tell your story of things that have to do with inappropriate physical touching or inappropriate conversations that happen between minors and adults. That not only takes courage, point blank period, but to share it with the internet is a whole new ballgame. Because you have some people online where you can share the most heartfelt and sincere story, and people will literally make fun of you for it. So I want to keep that in mind as we watch this stupid video that she put out. Just the fact that it is not easy to come out and share your stories, especially when you're telling it to the internet, and especially when it involves a YouTuber that has a very, at times, a very unhinged fan base that will do anything to defend this person who doesn't really care about them very much. The video title is called Hi, and the description says, I do not condone or support any kind of online bullying or hate towards anyone ever. Even though she's orchestrated things in the past, but maybe she means, oh, today now I feel this way. Whatever, girl, let's get into it. I am going to be interrupting it a lot for this video because I do have a lot to say, but let's just start from the top. Last thing I want to say before we get into the video is it has 20,000 likes to 11,000 dislikes, so it's not really 50-50, but that is a really big dislike amount for so early in. And it has it's been shared on Reddit, and obviously it has been a post of 17 Reddit posts, 422 Reddit upvotes, and 342 Reddit comments. She just made things a lot worse, but let's get into it. It's looking sad for me, girl.
Hey, it's been a while since you saw my face. I haven't been doing so great, so I took a little break. So a lot of people are saying some things about me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true though, just as long as it's entertaining to you. Right? You guys having fun?
So obviously we have to talk about the fact that this is a song and how tasteless that is. When we're talking about people that are literally sharing their trauma and how Colleen manipulated them as a child and had them partake in very inappropriate skits in her Miranda show that are now on the internet forever, and they will never be able to get rid of that content. And it's because she decided to take advantage in the moment for her checking account, for her show, for her applauses, for her attention, and for her ego. And now these kids have to have those videos played and replayed and replayed because not a single adult stepped up and stopped Colleen. Colleen didn't stop herself. Nothing was said to protect these kids. And now all of this footage is resurfacing, And thanks to Adam McIntyre now coming, back full circle to him, we're all having a conversation about it. And she decides to respond with a damn song and a fucking ukulele.
All aboard the toxic gossip train. You're chugging down the tracks of misinformation. The toxic gossip train. You got a one-way ticket to manipulation station.
So her little jingle is called the Toxic Gossip Train. Now I want to talk for a second about that because I don't consider this drama or gossip. In fact, the playlist, one of my subscribers asked me to make a playlist about my Colleen coverage as of lately so that they could share it with some people that they knew. So I went ahead and did that for them. And I titled the playlist Beyond Drama because from the get-go, I have said this goes so far outside the lines of what drama is. Drama is usually a YouTuber being shady, being dishonest with their fans, clapping back at people, being a little salty. That's what normal drama is. When we're talking about people who were literal children and they had inappropriate interactions on a long-term basis with Colleen Ballinger, that is not gossip, drama, tea. And where's the misinformation? What is misinformation about these kids actually coming forward and showing proof and evidence of their interactions with her? So is it the toxic gossip train because Colleen was asking for pics of Adam McIntyre's butt? Was it the toxic gossip train when she was asking him about his favorite positions and whether or not he was a virgin?
Toxic gossip train. Tie me to the tracks and harass me for my past. Cause rumors look like facts. If you don't mind the gaps, I won't survive in the crash. But hey, at least
you're the only one that had been doing any manipulating, Colleen. She is the only one who was manipulating anything. So are you trying to say that Adam McIntyre is trying to manipulate a story? Are you trying to say that Adam McIntyre is manipulating his interactions with you that he had as a child and you were an adult and you should have pulled out of that conversation? She had so many opportunities to pull out of that conversation, and instead what she did was she built it to the point where she was able to talk to this child about her divorce when it was happening at 4 o'clock in the morning when he should have been going to school the next day and getting a full night's rest. He was up talking to Colleen Ballinger because he was young and impressionable and thought that it was really cool, and she never pulled out or backed out of it. So she's saying that rumors look like facts. Where are the rumors? What are the rumors? You are literally calling victims of your bad behavior. You're saying that they're making up rumors. This isn't so typical with, I kind of thought that this might be the route she would take. Never thought she would make it a song. That was not on my bingo card because making it a song just discounts it and makes it really cheap and unfunny. She's not being cute by making this a little jingle. When Colleen talks about her past, you would think that past is like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. We are literally talking about her friendship with Adam McIntyre being as recent as when she was with Eric and pregnant with her first child. That is not the past that a lot of people might think it is. That is not that long ago. How would your current husband feel about knowing that you were having conversations with a minor, asking him to dig up dirt on your ex-husband when you were sitting at home pregnant with his child? Ooh, that is the biggest kind of, one of the biggest things that's come out of this is just how stupid it makes Colleen look. And she kind of wants to make this seem like everyone's just ha-ha and having fun and kicking up their feet and laughing. I said in the beginning of the video, this is very painful for people to relive and to actually share it on platforms. And I don't think that if we weren't at this place where people are willing to hear stories, and especially when it has to do with kids, because listen, kids are not going to be the ones to lie and twist things and make some kind of big production just to help their image. These are literal kids that just thought that talking to their favorite YouTuber was really cool, being in these group chats. and having the adults bring up things that were inappropriate time and time again when it did not need to happen. The topics didn't need to happen. The conversation shouldn't have been happening. And none of the adults in the situation said, no, this is it. What about your friend Corey? Guess you're just throwing him to the wolves and allowing him to defend himself, but I'm interested to see what he has to say. Trying to make it sound like you're just this like sad little person who just happens to have a YouTube channel, and I'm so sad and I need friends, so I'll talk to whoever talks to me. But as a normal adult, you don't go back and forth with kids like that. And you definitely don't talk to them about NSFW things. Sharing photos, NSFW of Trisha Paytas with Adam McIntyre when he was a minor. I guess that's rumor, gossip, and misinformation though, right? That's just people harassing her, bringing these things to the forefront.
You're having fun. Hi everyone. I've been wanting to come online and talk to you about a few things. Even though my team has strongly advised me to not say what I want to say, I recently realized that they never said that I couldn't sing what I want to say. So here I am, and today I only want to talk about the facts.
She's not making this video because she came up with this idea to, quote, sing anything. She thinks that this is going to make it lighthearted, and maybe it will continue to trick some of her most loyal followers because they are still young and very impressionable, kind of like Adam was at one point in time. This is made her look so awful.
So I hope that you'll be willing to listen. Here we go. Many years ago, I used to message my fans, but not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to suggest. It was more of a loser kind of way, where I was just trying to be besties.
Oh, it wasn't. Let's not try to say that it was a loser way, because she's using the same framework that Corey DeSoto used, where it's like he just happens to be a YouTuber and he doesn't have any friends. He's a loser. He's a nobody. That is not what happened. This is not somebody seeking out a friendship of another adult online where it just so happens to be, oh, well, you're a subscriber. We have some things in common. Let's talk. These were grown adults having inappropriate conversations with children. So if we're going to stick to the facts, let's actually stick to the facts.
It's kind of like when you go to like a family gathering, you know, and there's a weird aunt there who keeps coming up to you and going like, hey girl, what's the tea? And you're like, that was me, but in group chats with my fans. It was weird. I've been sharing my life.
No, it wasn't somebody saying, some weird aunt saying, oh, what's the tea? It was you targeting grossly inappropriate messages to children. You knew they were kids, you knew they were young, you knew that they were super fans of you, and it went as far as to you using them to do your dirty work so that you did not have to come on your channel and talk about people that were talking about you. There was an entire campaign created and orchestrated by Colleen to take down Adam McIntyre. Let's stick to the facts. Adult having inappropriate conversations with children that also happen to be super fans, which adds a layer of complexity to the entire situation. It is not a weird aunt being awkward.
Life online for over 15 years. I've poured my heart out to you, and because of that I feel like I'm talking to my friends, but in the beginning of my career I didn't really understand that maybe there should be some boundaries there. There were times in the DMs when I would overshare details of my life, which was really weird to me. I haven't done that for years, you see, because I changed my behavior and I took accountability. But that's not very interesting, is it?
No, you didn't take accountability. You shifted blame. You dodged accountability the first time when Adam came out with his first video. And now here we are again 3 years later, not taking accountability and dodging the actual core of why people are upset.
So let's go on the toxic gossip train. The locomotive's fueled with hateful accusations. The toxic gossip train. Steamroll over someone's...
Accusations is something that does not have proof. Adam has provided plenty of proof as to what he's talking about with Colleen. So let's stop trying to say that there's just a bunch of hateful accusations and people are bothering Colleen. She's over here just trying to be a mom and a good wife. I think Colleen is toxic just like the rest of YouTubers, like a lot of other YouTubers can be super toxic. I understand that accusations can run wild on social media. The difference with this is that these are not accusations that are not backed up by evidence or proof. This woman literally traumatized and took advantage of parasocial relationships with children and is now saying that everyone is just on a toxic gossip train, and her responding to it is a literal song where she is singing this awful song and she thinks that people are going to listen to it. Most of us are laughing at her. And I realize that this is not necessarily her time to speak for others that were in her circle, but I'd like to know when we're going to hear from Trent Ballinger, because he was inappropriate in the DMs with minors as well. When are we going to talk about or hear about from Corey DeSoto? Corey was inappropriate with minors in the group chats as well. These are not just hateful accusations, and to have somebody's trauma labeled as a hateful accusation and just make it sound like they're literally doing this for nothing just because they don't like Colleen is so insulting, and it's so painful. And I'm sorry for Adam and everybody else who came out with their stories and told the internet how Colleen negatively impacted them, and for to have her come back and respond and call it a hateful gossip train is so disgusting. I'm so sorry.
Reputation, toxic gossip train. Hop on board but close your eyes, otherwise you'll realize that the train is made of lies, and that person you despise maybe didn't deserve to die, but hey, at least you're having fun.
Nobody is losing their life, number one. Number two, where are the lies? YouTubers want to label these things as lies so often. So, Colleen, where are the lies? What is a lie? Instead of making this corny song that she made, what she should have done is actually sit down like a big girl, like an adult, like the adult that she supposedly is, a whole ass mother to 3 kids and a wife, and somebody who has or had a very, flourishing career on social media. Sit down, know your role, take responsibility, take accountability. It could have been a 3-minute video. Instead, we have a over 10-minute jingle. Just labeling things as gossip, misinformation, and basically saying that these people are doing this just to have fun. Discounting and just basically throwing people's trauma right off the deep end.
In all seriousness, I do think it's really important to hold people accountable for their mistakes. We should hope that everyone can learn from their mistakes and grow and change their behavior and be a better person. And this is something that I've always tried to do when I make mistakes, and it's something that I will continue to try to do. What? Oh, you don't care? Oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to take accountability.
But where's the accountability? All that you're doing is labeling people as liars and harassers and acting like, people just have too much time on their hands. So where is the accountability? We have no accountability from Colleen. Adam McIntyre has even taken accountability for his part that he played in sending nasty things to her ex-husband during their divorce. Even Adam, who is so much younger than Colleen, has taken accountability for his role and things that he's done. But here we have a jingle from Colleen, and everyone's just bored out of their mind and trying to cancel Colleen off misinformation and evidently lies. So now people's trauma is just lies. If it's going to negatively impact a YouTuber, then your trauma is just a lie. You're just a liar. Imagine that.
But that's not the point of your mob mentality, is it? No. Your goal is to ruin the life of the person you despise while you dramatize your lies and monetize their demise. Yeah. I feel like I can already hear the comments on this video. She's gaslighting, manipulating. Oh, she's a narcissist and a rat. I would never make a mistake like that. Oh, I'm sorry,
But it's not a mistake. That's the thing that you're missing. This was something that happened over an extended period of time, and Let's just say that some of the exchanges were actually legitimate mistakes. Then we'll go back to the step before that, where you knew as a grown-ass adult in their late 20s and early 30s that you should not be having inappropriate conversations with young fans in DMs. You can't tell me that she never thought that this would come back around to bite her in the ass, knowing that it was wrong on her part, talking to children this way. And we haven't even touched on the Miranda situation. We'll get there in a second. She really thought that she was going to come back with this and people were actually going to take her seriously? No.
Didn't realize that all of you are perfect, so please criticize me. Bring out the daggers made from your perfect past and stab me repeatedly in my bony little back. I'm sure you're disappointed in...
I don't know. I have an idea why she made that little bony little back comment, but that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I don't appreciate liars. And you guys probably know this already. I don't appreciate liars, but I do appreciate when people have courage to tell a difficult story and they are able to confirm that they were actually talking with this YouTuber or in this situation. And if that conversation was actually inappropriate, which at its core it is because it's an adult talking to a child behind the scenes in the DMs, like, I just don't understand, like, where's the lie? We're still back at square one. What are lies, and why are we calling somebody sharing their trauma a hateful gossip train? Gossip is entertaining. Somebody's trauma is not entertainment. Not for me, at least.
Shitty little song. I know you wanted me to say that I was 100% in the wrong. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not going to take that route of admitting to lies and rumors that you made up for clout. Hey, everybody, I found some...
Okay, so again, calling people's trauma lies. And she does need to take accountability. She needs to take accountability for being a grown-ass woman having conversations with minors behind the scenes on social media, when they were super fans of hers and she knew that they would do anything to defend her name without her having to come out on her channel and say it for herself. So I'm still trying to figure out, we are almost halfway through this video, and I am trying to figure out, where is the lie? I couldn't imagine somebody sharing their trauma that I caused and then coming out and responding with a song and calling it a lie.
New to harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past. So everybody gather around, cause we're about to attack. But not based on facts, oh no. Your loaded lethal weapon is your fingers on the keys. You don't need any armor when you can hide behind a screen. So shoot me down quick, do the click and bam. My reputation's deceased. I also wanted to take a minute to talk about that girl, Miranda Sings. You know the one. Yeah, her. She's PG-13. It says that on my website, and it's always been that way. And that's why you won't find my videos on the YouTube Kids app. Anyway, I didn't realize it was my responsibility to decide what was appropriate for every kid to see. I've always relied on parents to decide if they're comfortable with their family.
So when she wants to talk about somebody being attacked over their past, do I think that some people have gone way overboard in the things that they'll get upset about? Absolutely. But we're not talking about those people being unfairly attacked when they were being inappropriate with minors behind the scenes. That's what we're talking about. That's also why it was so widely discussed and people were so outraged when we were talking about Shane Dawson last year. There are certain things that, yes, people do in their past and people are super upset about it. And when you really look at it, it's like, okay, well, you know, is it that big of a deal? Maybe not, maybe, depending on who you are. But with this, these are really, really serious allegations that have been backed up with proof. So to say that people are just sitting, waiting around, riding coattails and trying to monetize someone else's downfall, that is not what's happening here. This is so important. It is such an important conversation, and I know Colleen is so pissed that this is being talked about again. She thought that, you know, she basically got out of this situation with Adam back in 2020, and now here we are again talking about it. New screenshots, new information, and you know, her ex-husband has come out and gone on the record officially as speaking out against her. So I am sure that she is literally doing a tailspin mentally right now. But hey, your actions have consequences, even if it is years from when they actually happen. If you're being inappropriate with a minor, then it's going to come back around at some point in time. And this is it for Colleen again. So as far as Miranda goes, with her wanting to say that, oh, well, it's PG-13 on my website, we are talking about somebody who does live shows. We are talking about somebody who sexually was inappropriately sexual with minors as part of skits. As far as parents having a watchful eye over what their kids are watching on YouTube, that is an important conversation. But specifically, we've been talking a lot recently about Miranda's live shows. What about that little boy where she had the little boy reach down her pants to get snacks? That boy was not anywhere near 13. And just because their parents decide to buy them a ticket after they've probably been bothered for, 2 months straight about going to the Miranda Sings shows, it is still on you to make sure that you are not inappropriate with children on stage. Let's not shift blame. You have full control over your entire skit and the things that you do or don't do. And as a performer, you might need to change some things if you actually care and you don't want to be inappropriate with children on stage.
Are coming to my live shows. Now, have I made some jokes in poor taste? Yes. Have I made lots of dumb mistakes? Yes. Am I sad that there are some fans who feel betrayed? Yes. But was my intention to manipulate? No. It doesn't really matter what my intention was, because it seems as though everyone's already decided on that. Let me tell you, it's not very fun to have millions of people all over the world call you the most vile, horrendous, disgusting, life-ruining words.
Yes, people have decided because they are choosing to side with Adam and other people who were minors interacting with an adult. Are you actually expecting people to take the side of an adult who took advantage of situations involving children?
The person can be called, in my opinion. It doesn't matter that these things aren't true. Everyone just believes that you are the type of person who manipulates.
Okay, but Colleen has also been involved heavily in her group chats and making sure that her, quote, haters receive the wrath of her fandom. I guess it didn't matter when those people were being called names, right?
Who manipulates and abuses children. So I just wanted to say that the only thing I've ever groomed is my 2 Persian cats. I'm not a gamer. I'm just a loser who didn't understand I shouldn't respond to fans, and I'm not a predator.
You didn't understand you're not supposed to respond to fans. Being a whole ass adult. And we are not talking about responding to fans. So yes, you're manipulating again. We are talking about an adult responding to child fans. That you knew they were kids and you were still having inappropriate conversations with these kids.
Even though a lot of you think so, because 5 years ago I made a fart joke.
Nope. Not talking about fart jokes, not talking about anything cringy that Miranda does. We are talking about your direct interactions with children that are under the age of 18. That is what we're talking about here. We're not talking about something that's tacky or a little, off the wall and nobody wants to hear about it. We are talking about an adult knowingly engaging inappropriately behind the scenes with a child. The amount of hours that this woman spent talking to Adam McIntyre is what actually makes my skin crawl. Having conversations with a literal child about your divorce. It would have been a little strange, if it was a fan and she was talking to them about her divorce, that would have, would it have been a little strange? Maybe a little, but nobody would have cared. It's the fact that Adam was a literal child. And you are trauma dumping on a child. Get a therapist, woman. Stop being so weird.
So, Even though I know this video won't change anyone's mind about me, I still felt it was important to come on here and defend myself a little and take accountability. And I also wanted to say that to anyone out there who has ever supported me in any capacity,
But you didn't take accountability, Colleen. That is the problem. If you think that this is taking accountability and you're going to be able to just return with normal content and people are actually going to believe this, there might be a few super obsessed people in her fandom that just eat up every word that she says and still have their, blinders on. But most of us are literally laughing at her. I didn't feel bad for her before. I feel even less bad for her now that I have seen this video. Imagine being, what is she, like 36, 37 years old and delivering a video like this? Because you chose to be inappropriate with children in DMs and build bad parasocial relationships with children.
I really appreciate you. Thank you. For what it's worth, I never had any bad intentions. But I do feel like shit. The toxic gossip.
She feels like shit because she knows that it's a wrap for her. These small little pieces where she looks sad and blank and kind of stares into the camera, that is her realizing that this video is not going to go over well. I am about to lose everything that I worked for, and this is not going to stop the information train that has been going nonstop for almost a month now. It has given more people the confidence to come out and share their stories and how they were being talked to inappropriately by Colleen behind the scenes over the years, and she knows that this is about to her empire is crashing. She doesn't feel bad. She doesn't feel bad. She wants to literally say that she's not a groomer. She has groomed her cats. Way to just completely crumple up somebody's trauma and light it on fire and throw it away. Disgusting. Really disgusting, Colleen. Good job.
Train, jogging down the tracks of misinformation. Toxic gossip train. You got a one-way ticket to manipulation station. Toxic gossip train. You tied me to the tracks and harassed me for my past. Rumors look like facts when you don't mind the gaps. I won't survive in the crash, but hey, I hope you had some fun. Actually, I feel like maybe I should let you guys know something. It seems like maybe you're confused.
She is going to keep going with this. This is so bad.
Confused about something. I don't know. Let me try to help. Sometimes people make a mistake and it doesn't make them a horrible person. Whoa. Sometimes people can make a mistake and they're still a good person. Crazy, I know. Sometimes people can make a mistake and you don't have to take that mistake, oh no. And twist it up and grind it and add some lies to it and pulverize it and stab it with knives and ruin a life and oh no. Sometimes people can make a mistake. It doesn't mean you gotta send them hate, oh no. Sometimes people can make a mistake and you can kindly let them know and help them to grow.
So let's talk about the idea of making a mistake real quick because this video is almost over. For me, and this is just my personal kind of way of looking at things, obviously, when I think of making a mistake, I think of somebody doing something that was in bad taste or not something that they might typically do, and they learn from it and you don't see it become a pattern. But if you are somebody who is doing something that is very well known that it's inappropriate and shouldn't be happening, and you make it a cycle and it continues for years sometimes, That is just you doing something that you think you're going to continue to get away with. That's not a mistake. That is not a one-off or two-off thing. I'm a pretty forgiving person, but when it's something like this that is so well known that it's bad and you should not be doing this, and then there is a track record for multiple years of this behavior, this interaction, or this kind of attitude, then I don't think that that is a mistake. And I'm not going to just say, oh, well, she made a mistake, she's not a bad person. Because you showed a track record of doing the same thing over and over and over again. And everybody with a few brain cells knows that as an adult, you do not need to be talking to underage children. Especially about the things that Colleen was talking about. So don't try to come on here and say that you're taking accountability and people are running with lies and accusations. Just trying to cancel Colleen. I cannot believe that she did this.
Sometimes people make mistakes simply because they made a mistake. And that mistake doesn't make them a terrible human. It just makes them a human. But what do I know? Fuck me, right?
And who's to say, she was fully egging Adam on to not only find dirt on her ex-husband, but also go after him along with some of the other most devoted people in her fan group back then. Who's to say that Josh didn't maybe make a mistake? What did he do to deserve the amount of hate and relentless harassment from Colleen, and literally she continued to want dirt on him? So who's to even say that Josh did anything? But if he did, maybe it was a mistake. Right, Colleen? Tell them and help them grow. So you need to be told to not speak inappropriately with children behind the scenes that are super fans of you? Are you saying that a literal whole ass adult needs to be told to not ask for pics and not talk about NSFW stuff with children behind the scenes? That is shocking. A mistake to me also is something that is not intentional. Not only with like the repeated kind of thing that I talked about a minute ago, but if you're making a mistake, it's not something that you did with intent. She intentionally had these interactions with people behind the scenes. She intentionally treated people the way she did on stage in her Miranda Sings shows. Corey DeSoto intentionally sent weird voice memos to people in his group chat. Her brother intentionally sent creepy texts to underage kids in DMs using the Ballinger name as a way to tell people how important he was. I don't know. Those are mistakes. They're done with intent, and anything done with intent is not a mistake. So she is just, I don't even know what to say about that one. And when Colleen wants to talk about intent, impact versus intent, I've talked about before on my channel. Your intent can be whatever you say it is. But if your impact is negative, and especially if your impact has to do with young kids that are impressionable and learning and still growing, she just made so many I can't believe that this woman literally sat here and delivered this video. Someone said, how disconnected from reality can you be? Even if it's not the response, just it makes it seem like you don't care at all and you're not taking any of this as seriously, which is unprofessional and worrying. And of course, a lot of people are saying that, oh, it was years ago. Oh, you guys are just trying to cancel her. Nobody is trying to cancel her. People were hoping that this video would be full of accountability and be handled and sent from a place of love and care, and somebody who was willing to reflect on their role and what they had done themselves. But instead we got a jingle full of deflecting and gaslighting. She was right. That was a bunch of gaslighting, because she is basically saying everything that Adam and everyone else is saying, they're just liars. And they just want to gossip and cancel me. Labeling somebody's trauma as lies. That is the biggest FU that I have heard in such a long time. But I did want to do this little reaction because I can't believe that anybody even thought that this was okay. How insulting, how disgusting, and how embarrassing. But either way, I think those are going to be my thoughts for now. So if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.